Hey everyone, this is Pratiksha Mishra and welcome back to another video tutorial of PMBAP Academy. Today we're going to discuss about the reproduction in plants. Here in this video, I will discuss about some basic concepts, basic knowledge about the reproductive system in plants, how they reproduce by asexually or by sexual modes, and in next video I will discuss about the MCQs part. So without wasting any time, let's start. At first, we have to understand what is reproduction. So, reproduction is one of the most fundamental processes which carried out by living organisms, not by non-living organisms. And there are differences in the way of living organisms exhibit the process. In case of plants, both asexual and sexual modes of reproduction are found. So, what is asexual mode of reproduction in plants? New plants are obtained without producing any seeds are known as asexual modes, and new plants are obtained from the seeds are known as the sexual mode of reproduction in case of plants. So, let us see what are the details about asexual reproduction in plants. In asexual reproduction, plants are reproduced without the formation of seeds. And some kinds of asexual reproduction are like vegetative propagation, budding, fragmentation, spore formation and micropropagation. At first, what is vegetative propagation? As the name vegetative, so some of the vegetative parts of the plants like stems, leaves, buds and roots, these are the vegetative plants, and these plants take less time to grow and exact replicas of their parents as they are produced from a single parent as known as vegetative propagation. Collectively, we can say that from stems, leaves, buds and roots, another plant is formed, and this is known as vegetative propagation. And what is budding? Small bulb like projections are formed from the yeast cells, eventually detached itself from that parental cell, and after detaching they matures and they grow into a new cell, and in this process is called as budding process. In this process another more and more buds are formed and they continuously grows and they detach from the parent cell and forms another cell which is the new cell, and these forms of reproduction is called budding process. Budding is another form of asexual reproduction. What is fragmentation? Some organisms have the ability to break down into two or more fragments, with the new fragment becoming a new independent individual. They multiply in short period of time and forms another individual, and this process of reproduction is called fragmentation. What is spore formation? Usually spores are present in the air and are covered by a hard protective covering to bear low humidity and high temperature conditions. These spores germinate and develop into new organisms under the favorable conditions, and that new organisms, when formed in this spore formation process, they can form another new individual, and this type of reproduction is called spore formation, asexual reproduction. And lastly, micropropagation. What is micropropagation? An explant is taken from a plant and allowed to grow in a nutrient condition controlled in the laboratory. These cells are divided rapidly and form an unorganized mass of cells, and these unorganized mass of cells are known as callus. The callus then transferred to another nutrient medium to facilitate the differentiation of the different parts of the plant body, and the plantlets are then transferred to the fields and they grows into a new individual or a new plant, and this type of reproduction is the whole micropropagation, and this is the one of the asexual reproduction. Here we see the 5 types of asexual reproduction. One is vegetative propagation, another one is budding, next fragmentation, spore formation and micropropagation. These are the 5 types of asexual reproduction. And then what are the advantages of asexual reproduction? Usually a large number of plants can be produced within a short period of time. The exact copies of the parent can be produced. Many seedless varieties of obtained through the vegetative propagation method. Less attention is required by the plants grown through a asexual means that through the seeds, or usually we can grow more plants by the micro propagation process in the laboratory. These are the main advantages of asexual reproduction in plants. And what is sexual reproduction? The reproductive parts of the plants are flowers, stamen. Stamen is present in case of males, and pistil is present in case of females. Stamen and pistil are the reproductive parts of the plants. If one of these reproductive parts are present in a flower, it is said to be unisexual flower, like papaya. If both stamen and pistil are present in a flower, they are called bisexual flower, like rose. Generally, pollen grains form the male gametes, and the pistil consists of style, stigma and the ovary. The ovary also consists of one or more ovules, and ovules are where female gametes or the egg of the female is formed. Female and male gametes fuse to form the zygote. Here you can see the parts of a flower: stigma, style, ovary, and these stigma, style, ovary are constitutively known as pistil part. Here in below the flower, sepal is present, then stamen, anther, pollen and filament are known as the stamen part. On the upper side of the flower, petals is present. Here some divisions or some parts of a flower. Like asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction is of two types. One is pollination, another one is fertilization. What is pollination? When pollination is transferred from anther to the stigma of a flower through carriers such as insect, it is called pollination process, and it can be a case of self-pollination. If pollen lands on the stigma of same flower or another flower of the same plant, then pollination can be occur. If pollen grains land on a stigma of a flower of a different plant but the same kind, it is called cross pollination. Here you can see the bee is covered the entire pollen. This is a beautiful picture of a bee which covered the pollen. Okay, let's see what is fertilization. A zygote is formed as a result of fusion of gametes which later develops into the embryo. Usually fruits and seeds are formed from post-fertilization process. Ripened ovary goes on to become a fruit. Ovules gives rise to seeds which contains the embryo in a protective covering. And after the maturation, that protective covering breaks down and embryo develops into the new one or mature one. This is the process of fertilization, and fertilization is the part of sexual reproduction. Here we cover the entire reproduction process of plants. This is some basic ideas about reproduction. So here we complete the total reproduction process of plants: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction contains 5 types of asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction contains 2 types. One is fertilization, another one is pollination. So here I gonna tell you something. Guys, remember, you don't have to memorize something in pressure. You have to always clear your concept. What is the topic? What is the topic says? You have to make your own notes. I am always providing you some notes. What I am saying, I am always writing it in a page that can help you to make a note. You can make your own notes. You can make your own question answer sessions. I am providing you 100 plus MCQs which are very important for CPET, BEd, CT, BEd, each and every entrance exams, because the topic is same, the chapter is same. You don't have to prepare another topic for another exam. This is very common topic. So guys, please, I am requesting you, please clear your concept first, basic concept which are most important, then you can clear your MCQs very properly. Okay. So I hope you will like it. If you guys like it, then you know what you have to do. Please do like, subscribe and share to your friends. Keep supporting me. See you in next video.